I hope you're ready for this message because I'm going to be so straightforward with you and so transparent. I don't know if I'm ready for this message. I feel like I'm on the edge of my seat with this one, and what I'm seeing is some type of intervention that's happening in your life at this stage. I'm actually going to utilize that as a keyword, but I think intervention would be so prominent in your field, especially when it comes to a divine intervention. To be more specific, it's some type of direct communication that's happening for you, especially because this message is all about the 𝓪𝓭𝓪𝓷𝓬. Mercury is this messenger, he is this informer. When he combines and fuses with the sun, there's a divine download that you're receiving. It's all to do with your intuition, your dreams, giving you insights. It's to do with epiphanies and aha moments that are designed to transform your, I'm seeing your soul's journey as it moves through the physical plane. So there's some type of divine communication that you're receiving. Now, there's a path. It feels like you're being wrapped in this. I have so much to say. You're being wrapped in this cloak or this armor of protection. It feels like you're quite literally being beckoned, and there's a safe corridor of passage for you to come and learn more about. I'm seeing the inner workings of your soul and how the self-trust that you've cultivated translates into your physical experience. Now, divine intervention is the word that's coming through. I'm also seeing honest discussions or honest conversations. This could be with yourself. I'm seeing aspects of yourself that maybe you've been avoiding. It could be with other, I'm seeing it as interdimensional beings specifically. Maybe it's something that you avoided looking into emotionally, or a difficult truth about your feelings that can no longer be pushed away or pushed down. They are going to be surfacing during this time for it to be addressed. There's something around facing this head on. Kind of like spirit being like, like, when I do that, it's like, no, like, we need you to look over here. So let me share with you these few messages before we jump into this 𝓪𝓭𝓪𝓷𝓬, and I do plan on doing a reading around this. Let me backtrack. I was seeing 444 everywhere today. When I was writing the notes for this message, I got done writing them at 444. And then I go out into my suitcase and I pick up this angel number deck. Of course, it was already seated here at the top of the deck. 444 is protection. I'm going to go ahead and read it to you. And you know what else came out? This card that melted out of my book when I was in Puno last year in Peru. And death marks the start of this deck. And so I'm going to read to you both of these, and these are going to be your confirmation of what is going to be transpiring for you in this 𝓪𝓭𝓪𝓷𝓬. I even feel hot just opening up with this message. I feel like things are heating up right now. I'm hearing that song, like, can you feel the heat now? It's like dun dun dun, things are getting serious. So protection. This is your time to take confidence in all it is that you pursue. The divine universe is working through you and protecting you. Time has come to allow all the doors of opportunity to welcome you with open arms. I feel the loving care of the divine protecting me, and I allow myself to pursue growth and opportunity. Now, let me read to you this death card, because this is it's the mark of something new. It's the start of something new. And it could be something that you're reassessing before moving forward, because it's literally an internal dialogue that's happening with your own soul. I'm hearing that will be corresponding to the shifts that happen in the external world around you, especially because Mercury and the moon, when they come into this fusion, they're essentially doing the exact same thing. And so being receptive, like journaling during this day, having that inward discussion is going to be super illuminating for you. I'm seeing your next steps moving forward will be illuminated. I'm hearing it's also the bringer of good news. Oh, after this, let's look into the divine intervention, because I'm seeing it as like being at the round table with your guides. So death. Death in this card, there's two of them. This page at the front is the Fool. New beginnings and second chances. In the beginning, there is death. It's what we often fear most and know so little about. We imagine it as the soundless dark void where there is nothing everywhere. This message is going to be designed to find you on or around July 12th. And that is going to be on a Sunday. This message is designed to find you on a Sunday. It will find you on a Sunday. And I'm hearing if it finds you after the fact, it's giving you clarification for the epiphanies that are coming through this day. And it's so funny because I feel like the last time I did a very specific message like this, it was also on a Sunday. So I'm going to link that down below as well, because that's activating as well. Okay. So, but in this oracle, death marks the start. Perhaps it's here that we can finally see death as not an impending force of doom we so fear, but rather an escort into our next chapter. It's the end of a cycle, and it opens the door for a new lifetime to unfold. I'm seeing a new lifetime unfold from within you. If death comes up in a reading, don't be alarmed. Take the hand that guides you as if it belonged to an old friend and grab it tightly. Of course it is. It's the beckoning. That is the hand that I was seeing, right? That's what death marks or symbolizes in this deck. It also talks about a second chance at living or mastering 2 lifetimes within this lifetime alone. Beginnings can also be restorative, and it is more often than not that we forget to realize the beauty within the infinity of things. So it feels like there is this wave that's washing over you, and it's essentially, I'm seeing like a wave of opportunity, a wave of a new beginning. I'm hearing the word slam dunk, so it feels like there's something very specific. If you think about slam dunk, you think about like shooting a hoop in basketball and nailing something, so it feels very, very specific. I'm seeing it's literally designed for you at this stage of your journey. Let's go ahead and define. This is a free flow. Let's go ahead and define that intervention. Define divine intervention. Yeah, I'm hearing immediate. There's something around something immediately shifting. Divine intervention is the idea that a higher power, or what someone understands as God, the divine source, the universe, or another transcendent intelligence, directly influences events in the world, especially in ways that seem meaningful, unexpected, or beyond ordinary human control. At its core, it means an event or series of events believed to be guided or orchestrated by a higher intelligence for a particular purpose. You are the higher intelligence. There is this, I'm seeing innate sense of trust, right? Like this innate sense of trust. Divine intervention reflects a higher power actively influencing or redirecting events, and also divine timing, which could emphasize that events unfold at what is believed to be the right moment, even if no obvious intervention is perceived. Yeah. It could be clarification that comes in and it alters your path. Remember that this Mercury cazimi is happening during Mercury's retrograde in the sign of Cancer. And I'll go ahead and actually link that reading that I did when it comes to the cazimi and the retrograde down below as well, because it's definitely worth revisiting that, because I literally spoke about something unexpected happening for you during this period, or during this, few weeks. So that's going to mark deep insight when it comes to what has been quietly unfolding behind the scenes. Yeah. And after a period of reflection or maybe some confusion, I'm seeing like heads in the clouds, right? Feeling like you haven't gained clarity, or you've only been able to see so far on the road ahead, or some type of timeline ahead. I'm just seeing that smoke clear, right? The fog or the mist begin to subside, and suddenly the path becomes visible for you during this day. And that could allow you to understand maybe your deeper purpose behind why everything has been shifting, right? The deeper purpose behind what has been shifting behind the scenes. And I'm hearing it as setting the stage. This is also at a Scorpio degree, which is obviously all about transformations. It's all about endings, and it's not just surface level clarity. This is something that has been buried within your own psyche, that's been excavated during this process. It feels like something that's so specific for your soul's journey. Anything that has been hidden will be coming to the forefront. So cycles are going to be ending, and I'm hearing new beginnings of brewing. There's something around the brewing of something, becoming more concentrated, becoming more potent. This could be your power, it could be your intention, it could be this path. I'm going to reread to you the Sabian symbol, which is at 20 degrees of Cancer, but we're going to round it up to 21 because it's a Sabian. It is a famous singer proving her virtuosity during an operatic performance. The theme is all about inspiration. The symbol speaks to the emotional reward of cultural participation and authentic self-expression. It reminds us that true mastery comes through fully embodying our gifts and allowing them to be witnessed. Within the Mercury 𝓂𝓁, again, that can be a powerful moment of finding your voice. I'm hearing finding your message for the world, finding what feels like it's authentic for you at this stage of your journey. And it could be a relationship to different areas of your life depending on where Cancer is seated in your chart. But you're developing something internally that's now ready to be expressed externally into the world with a level of greater confidence and authenticity as well when it comes to your own path. So it's a very important time for very powerful conversations, whether that's within your inner realms or those around you, creative breakthroughs. There could be heartfelt realizations that you're going to be having on this day, and just reconnecting with your highest truth, your highest expression, as Mercury is going to emerge from the heart of the sun. And that is going to allow you to follow this path forward with a sense of renewed clarity and also intention for what you're going to be collapsing into your reality next. It definitely feels like a collapse moment of, okay, a decision will be made. Not for you, but it feels like a higher intelligence that moves through you, the higher intelligence in which you are, will know what decision to make. So I'm actually going to do a reading on this because it's going to be an interesting one, guys. It really is. And yeah, this message is designed to find you on a Sunday. It is. I'm hearing this message will continue to ripple. It will continue to ripple on your path. And it's so funny because we had garden chimes. I was sitting with this energy for quite a while before bringing this to the forefront, just so that this could be as zoomed out and objective as possible. I'm going to read to you the garden chimes and you're going to see why. And it's literally here at the top of the deck. And then we're going to pull from this. Garden chimes is about the water song. And it talks about the current of the full moon. We even have a full moon in Aquarius that's going to be happening at the end of the month. That's going to be a separate message, but listen to this, right? When you see this card in a reading, take notice of the invisible strings that tie everything together. We are deeply entangled with the world around us, and you greatly impact the people around you and they're you. Even when you don't realize it, as flutters in the wind and quakes in the earth, your actions, words, and influence ripple into the lives of many. They sing a song so piercing that it vibrates and echoes through dimensions, like a soft spot between realms. Could these two cards be merging into one? So it talks about sirens hidden beneath the waves and something being rocked by the wind and turbulence by this water song. So it does feel like it talks about something that also disappears and reappears. Okay, let's see. My goodness. Let's get a Cosmos Oracle message for this. What's the theme for this Mercury 𝓂𝓁? Infinity and retrograde. Of course you do. So retrograde is, of course, we have Mercury in retrograde during this time, but then we also have infinity, which is literally a path of possibilities opening up for you during the retrograde. I'm hearing things are coming forth from this tide after that recession. And then you have fusion at the base, which is the merging of your divine nature and your human nature, and the way that you're going to be aligning yourself or applying yourself in the physical form is going to be completely congruent with what feels like it's in alignment with your soul's highest expression at this stage of your journey. All right, so fusion, I'll go ahead and read it to you, but it's about conscious creation in the physical material plane. Oof, guys, are you feeling it? I'm feeling it. Infinity. Oh my God. Yeah, this is designed to find you on a Sunday. It's the day of the sun as well. You know, the fact that the 𝓂𝓁 is happening on the day of the sun. Oof. Oof, right? Okay, so infinity talks about being open to the possibilities, even though things may not make sense right away. And this was a key word that was coming through. I've been sitting on this for a while. Like, when I tell you I've been sitting here for a couple hours before even feeling ready to record this message. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I was going in this deep rabbit hole of something specific that you need to hear. Let me see. I'm hearing it's so specific for your life's journey. And it's also a specific sense of peace. Look at this. Like, this is just having a mind of its own. Again, like, things are just, it's the Leaning Tower. This is another message. unseen things are rearranging right now in your field. And I know you can feel it. It kind of feels like butterfly effects or a level of entanglement where there's a huge bit of timelines. Like there's a huge possibility for a radical shift in your life's journey. Infinity talks about be open to the possibility of possibilities. The universe, as we understand it, is truly infinite in every sense. Beyond the space that we see exists more universe. The slice of universe that we see is limited, since only the parts whose light has had time to reach the earth is observable. This means that there is always much more than what can be seen, and there remain an infinite number of possibilities. Infinity has no end, therefore it's infinite. Our minds have a start and end, so they prefer to stay within the limited because it's more comfortable. Reason states that there are a few possibilities, but ignores the other millions. By not considering or believing in those, we delimit the infinite by putting limits on something that does not have them all, so they inimitantly cease to exist. Infinity proposes that you see beyond what you can see now, opening your mind to the possibility of possibilities. If you do so, they'll rise again in plenty new forms. But again, not without getting rid of the limitations first. There's something that the retrograde is revealing within your own mind, especially because Mercury is literally all to do with the mind and how you process this information. And it just feels like this information is directly designed to meet your soul. That's what this is. Please pay attention to those aha moments. Please pay attention to the intuitive nudges that you feel, because there is direct communication coming from an octave of you seated at a higher level of understanding when it comes to your own soul's journey and path. That's what this is. Let me go ahead and find the retrograde card for you. This just feels so imperative to trust yourself in what it is that you're receiving. And I know that you know this. Moving backwards in appearance, apparent movements of planets orbiting the sun with respect to others of the same system, who are perceived from us on Earth as moving backwards due to the different speeds of orbital distances covered. Now, the main message with retrograde is the feeling of the opposite or indirect route, involution of the past. I lay emphasis on the feeling, as there's no such thing as involution or going backwards for us nor the universe. There is no backwards or forwards in the cosmos, nor can we go to another place that does not result in evolution. But certain behaviors, relationships, or general things can slow down our internal processes, which can be, I'm hearing, seeing the things that you hadn't seen before. Something like that, like seeing it with new eyes. It could be possibilities or potential, right? Seeing beyond the mind, right? There's something that you're seeing beyond ordinary perception, though. You're operating, like your mind is downloading information in a non-linear fashion, and things don't make sense, but you're going to understand them later, right? There's something around following through on an understanding that you have, and then you'll understand things later. You can't connect the dots looking forward, but you can when you look back. And there's some type of wisdom that's arising within you before the story even unfolds, long before the story even unfolds. Either because it belongs to an old form of our being, the past, or it doesn't chime with the beat of the present moment. Planets orbit the sun at different speeds. We too have our own time to do, say, bond, or create, and it's extremely important to respect this. Yeah, there's some type of internal process that you're going to be going through. Could be reviewing, reflecting, revising. My God. Right, let's see. Let's get a Shaman's Dream Oracle message. I do feel like this is going to be very, you know, in assistance. So interesting. Egypt could be specific for someone. Egypt just popped into my mind, and I just got a message in Arabic from someone in Egypt. Okay, of course you do. This is one of my favorite cards in the deck, by the way, and it's the reason I got the deck in the first place, because of this card, Straddling Worlds, Wandering Between Realms. This is what you're feeling. Now, Dances on One Foot is another interesting message, because it talks about literally the carpet being swept under your feet and having to find this new tempo, this new balance, where any part of your life is going to feel like it's up in the air at any point in your journey. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and read this real quick. Hold on. I'm trying to just be as in flow as possible. 52. Being comfortable in two states, wandering between realms, and a reinvention that's occurring. So it's literally this transfiguration that's happening with your own sense of self or some type of relationship in your life. Could be a relationship to work, it may be to a place, it may be to a thing, it could be to a person, but something is transforming. When the Straddling Worlds card shows up as an invitation to get used to living one foot in your old world and one foot in the new. There's no going back to the way that things once were. And what will be is not yet fully here. This is literally your consciousness expanding into new dimensions where it can no longer return back to its old form. Either you've seen too much, or what comes through for you today is like you know too much to go back to the way that things once were, or there's just something that you can't turn a blind eye is the word to anymore. So we're going to use that as a keyword, a blind eye, because I don't think I've ever said that. There is no going back to the way that things once were. You must find the delicate balance that can bring you delight as you relish the past and all your memories, along with awe as you glimpse to an astonishing and exciting future. Do not wait for applause. Move on quietly, humbly, and invisible to others. This card brings an invitation to begin not only a new chapter, but a new book in your life. Do not break the news to anyone. Let people be as surprised as you are as you reinvent yourself. I'm hearing it's not a time to really make announcements or like huge launches, because again, Mercury is in retrograde while this is happening, but I'm hearing it's the silent expression or conversation that you're having with your own soul's journey. And there are just certain chess pieces. It feels like on this, life is like a game of chess. It has an intricate number of moves, complex moves that you can make in life. And there's something around the checkmate being announced through some type of outcome or something, but there's some type of move that you're making and it's not being announced, it's just being embodied. This is more than just being a slightly improved and polished version of an outdated and obsolete you. Birth yourself into someone original. Do not feel like you have to explain yourself or be understood by anyone. Become a mystery even to yourself. Gaze in the mirror one day and be pleasantly surprised. Straddling Worlds invites you to become a true wizard, not one that performs magic tricks, but one who masters the visible and the invisible realms. You are the birth of new ideas, of original and sustainable ways of being in the world. Then, of course, you have Dancers on One Foot being the foundation of this card. I'm actually going to go ahead and read this because I feel like it's going to be super important. Also, like, my throat is fine. It's only when as soon as I started, I know as soon as I finish this message, it's going to be fine. But there's something around like throat chakra energy, either authenticity or speaking, and that being it's a voice engine, it's a voice box, an engine of creation where you can shift your timeline mid-scene through simple innate expression. Maybe there's something that you have to say that alters your timeline, something that you have to do, something that you have to honor. That's what it feels like. Balancing act, resourcefulness, and saying yes to life. It could also be saying yes. It kind of, I'm being shown the Yes movie, when the guy says yes to things that he would typically say no to, like the whole day he has to say yes to every invitation that comes his way. There's something around the magic that unfolds, and that timeline is actually really, really exciting when we tune into it. So we're going to do a message on that. But yeah, just as a dancer moves gracefully into each pose, no matter how precautiously balanced a step might seem, you bring equanimity to the situation before you. It doesn't have to be as difficult as we make it seem. I'm seeing as the mind makes it seem. You can experience it through the perspective of play if you so choose. So you have to be dancing while juggling your entire life, knowing that at any one time, half of it is going to be up in the air. It's not that you're doing too much or find it impossible to catch up. Rather, it's that you're confusing readiness with preparation. You will never ever be fully prepared for all of life's challenges, but you can be ready to say yes to the new invitation that the universe offers you. Live in a state of yes to spirit and no to everything else not infused with life, romance, vitality, and the sacred. You'll be surprised by how quickly your load lightens when you hold true to this lesson. You are challenged now to work with the resources available to you, and don't be seduced by the belief if I only had more. Life has provided you with everything that you need to accomplish your goals and fulfill your mission. When it feels like you're losing your balance, do not contract. Holding your arms close to your chest, for you will fall. Instead, reach out and extend them, fully saying yes to Spirit's steadying hand. That's the huge message that was coming through even before this, and it was all about trust falls. A trust fall that you're having with your own soul at this stage of your journey. It's not even anything external. It's like a trust fall of how deeply do you trust yourself to understand on a much deeper, complex level that the version of you are goes with you everywhere you go. The relationship that you have with yourself is mirrored through the relationship that you have to all avenues and areas of your life. All right, from the perspective of play, let me get a message closing out. I want to take a look. All right, what should we do? Maybe I'll pull from this deck. I'm hearing something around highest excitement. What do you have? Oh, you have the Emperor. That's super interesting. You also have the Lovers at the base. There could be a timeline solidifying. Again, the Lovers is all about a shift of timelines. Now, in this deck, it also is about soulmates. So there could be something around falling in love with your own soul's essence. I'll read it for you. Or just falling in love with your life. And the Emperor. So this is about bigger or larger established roles that will be taking some kind of structure or form in your reality. I mean, the Emperor has these high levels of establishment or career goals that he's manifesting in the physical realm, but it's usually associated with some type of level up. Now, in this deck, he also is linked to the Pelican energy, and you can see the Pelican here has this lifeline, and I always call this something that's buoyant, right? To become buoyant is to become less dense in the medium you're immersed in, and that's tuning in to, I'm hearing the ancient power that lives within you before you depart from this realm, and that eternal light will forever guide your path as you navigate your human existence, right? I'm hearing existences, so it's not your first time here. You're learning to trust this vessel. You're learning to trust this period in your life. And let me go ahead and find this real quick for you, the Pelican. And this is a major arcana card. So again, it has ripples. Now this is about structure, control, and the Emperor. Now this also kind of showed up reversed. So if there's been rigidity energy or coldness, this is a need where you're needing to lean into that warmth. There could be something that you're confronting in order to move on, or something that you're lightening your load in regards to, right? So this maybe something has been too rigid, it's been too structured, and you're having to, I'm hearing disassemble to reassemble. And then you have the Lovers at the base. So let me go ahead and read this. This talks about connection. Now, as we know, this is usually a split of timelines message, and there is a path that feels familiar but also unfulfilling to you in some kind of way, and there's also a path that's unfamiliar, yet it could also bring you all the fulfillment that you desire. And so that split of timelines is, all right, how do you want to align your actions accordingly with what it is that you're observing in this fork in the road? This whole system is a branching universe, and every choice you make creates another branching path. And there's something around the power of choice, the power of how you align and collapse your timelines through the things that you apply yourself towards, or the things that you're investing yourself towards. And I'm bringing this to the investment in your own soul's journey with soulmate too. So throughout many lives, this is systems that build us to who we're supposed to be. It asks us to pause, reflect, and appreciate the idea of this immortal connection. So external, internal, open up to even yourself. It could be about being vulnerable with yourself, if not another person. And as you do so, this relationship will grow stronger. And if you do encounter something external, then that spark will be unmistakable. We travel through time with these souls, and each one changes us into who we're meant to become. So some challenge us while others lift us up when we are on the edge of light. Through them, you feel absolute love. So it's about a cosmic embrace. It also could be between plasma, like your plasma nature, and then also your carbon-based life form, so your timeless consciousness that's seated inside of this physical vessel, but it feels like a full merging between your divine nature and your human nature, right? That's what this is. And there could be a path that the ego is being called to surrender towards, and I'm hearing it's the distinction between the flesh leading the soul and the soul leading the flesh. Right, let's see. Oh, you have karmic ball clearing and tablet activation, cosmic alchemy. All right, so turning a leaden experience into a golden opportunity is the Emerald Tablets message, and karmic ball clearing is rewriting your story. Now, of course, you have the Temple of Truth and throat chakra there at the base, which is about what feels authentic to you at this stage of your journey. I feel like you're going to know how to navigate that and, you know, trust that alchemical process, awareness, and bringing awareness on what must shift, what must change when it comes to your own soul's journey is actually an alchemical process, right? I'm hearing that acknowledgement again, co-creation here at the base. So no, co-creation came out at the base. You have poise, which is you have every reason to feel super optimistic, because this is one of the most auspicious cards in the deck. It talks about you have every reason to feel confident in this being successful. Now, co-creation is co-creation being your connection with the divine, your connection with a higher power, and literally divine inspired action that you could be taking as well. But spirit is your co-creation partner, even if that's with your own soul. All right, let's see. This card fell behind me. Victory, of course, victory in every sense right now in your life. There's something that you should be really excited about. You have journey, so there could be a new physical, mental, emotional journey that you're going to be embarking on. And I'll read this success message for you, and then I'm going to love and leave you right there, just because, yeah, I feel like this is all that is required. You're going to know how to navigate that. 28, success and achievement. So success is on its way, and you have a sense of pride for the work that you've accomplished. This achievement may be greater outer success or a deeper inner change that you've been exerting a lot of energy and effort towards. Enjoy the sense of accomplishment, but be careful not to rest upon your laurels. People expect outer triumph to bring great changes, but often there may be an inner work to do. Let yourself be open to victory on every level now. So yeah, there could be an internal victory fast that you're sensing when it comes to, all right, I'm trusting my own soul's direction, straddling between worlds, like collapsing a new reality, having one foot in your old world, one foot in the new. And that's exactly what it's designed to do. All right, so that's what I'm going to say. I'm going to love and leave you there right now, my love, because I'm going to go. And yeah, trust yourself. Trust the path that you're navigating. I'm hearing trust the path that's unfolding before you. Clarity is going to come through participation, not before that. We have to take action towards something and act in order to gain clarity. It feels like you walk the path and the path will continue to unfold. All right, you gain more and more clarity as you continue to walk the path. So I'm going to love and leave you right there. If you're already subscribed to this channel, do consider subscribing. We'd love to have you around. You're already part of the soul family if you've this has arrived into your experience. Personal reading details are also down below. Also check out Auto Spirit if you guys are looking for some high quality 880 grade gemstones. You have 2 discount codes for that in the description box below. One of the proceeds are donated towards water sanctuaries, and it's a beautiful small family owned business that handcraft these beautiful gemstones. You have so many to choose from. And yeah, that's going to be it. Let me know how you feel this is impacting you today, and what have your dreams been like? What are the visions like for you, and what is that aha moment? I'm so curious to see. Until next time, my love. Bye.
Clouds in the sky, don't care if I stay.